a lot of people ask me, how did you get into all the health stuff? And yeah, it's really very simple. I tell the story all the time. I was taking an SSRI medication and I was also on some acne medication, and my body just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And I wanted to come off of the medication that I was taking. And so I took a deep dive into the biochemistry of what SSRIs were, what serotonin was, where our hormones actually come from. And that's why, you always hear me talking about ground beef and raw eggs, because I'm always trying to prioritize the amino and the fatty acids in my diet. There's a 911 nutrition that I made a video about before. But this is like what makes the body, it's what makes the cell. And I'm always bringing this picture into the present, because this is the most important part. This is what you look at when you look in the mirror. You're just looking really at this picture, You're just looking at a bunch of trillions of cells that are just doing their own individual little thing. They're producing energy, and they're creating the way that we feel, the way that we see and perceive the world. So it's really just a very simple story, but it's taken years to learn all the things that I've learned. I've made a lot of mistakes. I continue to make mistakes, of course. If you're not making mistakes, maybe you're not doing anything. I don't know. But yeah, I constantly learning new things, and enthusiastic about what it does for the spirit, like how the health and the biochemistry and the food and everything, how that relates to your spirit and how you show up. Because, I was taking an SSRI because I was experiencing anxiety and depression. So it was like, okay, I want to come off this medication. Where, how does the brain work? Like, what is the role of dopamine playing in, what is the role of serotonin playing in the way that, my body's working? I wanted to figure out, like, I don't know, how does this cloud, what clouds our perception of life, and then what makes everything seem brighter. And it's not all about like what you do in the physical. It's not all about the exercise. It's not all about what you eat. It is definitely about the way that you are viewing these things, how you view yourself and your body. But yeah, that's really, I got into it because as I started to exercise, as I started to learn how to meditate, as I started to eat healthier foods and get better sleep at night, I started to feel so much better in my body, and I started to experience like what it felt to be like just so happy. And I definitely think too that at a period of time where I was at my lowest, I think everything around me appeared to be more gray and like melancholy, and I just wasn't as excited about life. And I always tell people, like, especially with fasting, like, or even with exercise, you don't know how you feel until you try it out. Like with meditation, you don't know how you feel, you don't know how calm you can feel until you allow yourself enough space to get into a place where you feel just really steady and still, and you really can let go, and be at peace with like letting go. And the meditation above everything has probably brought me the most peace and comfort in my journey. The book Breath by James Nestor, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers by Robert Sapolsky. I'm trying to think of any other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. Man's Search for Meaning. I'm peeking at my bookshelf. But just books along the way that I've found that have like really helped me at just the right times. Of course, everything finds you at the right time. If you come across a book, you're probably meant to find it, meant to read it. That's just been my experience with books and how they found me in my journey. And yeah, keep learning. I always tell people, like, I wouldn't have been able to take the steps that I took to find and be in a healthier space and place if I didn't learn more, if I didn't feel confident in what I was doing. And that's my number one thing with when people come to me. It's always about education. It's always about, okay, you are missing some piece of information. Where can we bridge the gap? How can we put the puzzle pieces together so that you can feel more confident in your decision making? Talk about confidence. Confidence is related to higher testosterone, right? We're able to make, it's that testosterone, that masculine side within you, whether you're a man or a woman, we all have the masculine feminine balance. So having the confidence to make the decisions, right? You know that like all of our steroid hormones, so testosterone and cortisol go like a yin and yang balance, right? All of our steroid hormones come from cholesterol. So just knowing that, you know that most of what we know about cholesterol is incorrect, and feeds into a paradigm of fear. And we want to be having the right precursors, all the amino and the fatty acids. You want to be having the right precursors so that you can set your biochemistry up for a place where you feel more at peace, more steady, more calm, more grounded. And a lot of that is just understanding the information. Again, just about this one picture here says so much. You can learn so much from just this little picture here. This picture is tattooed in the eye of my mind. I see this picture all the time. I see this picture through everything. I see this picture through anger, through sadness, through happiness, through rainy days, through sunny days. I see that picture when I'm exercising, when I'm sleeping, when I'm meditating, when I eat, when I'm looking at the food. I visualize that cell, and I see my body making proteins that are going to be helping me improve my skin health, helping me to slow my aging process, helping me to look younger. That's another thing that people tell me a lot. You look so young. I do eat a lot of nutrients, and my goal is to look as young as possible for as long as possible. I do know that this body is just a body. It's a vehicle through this life, and it will age, and it will, I will see pains and wrinkles and decay. It's just part of the life. But if I can have any say in that process in delaying that and or reversing biological clocks, because we can do that. Mitochondria, energy production in the cell, beautiful, beautiful thing. There's a reason why some people age faster than others, and that's always been like a super fascinating topic to me, how some elderly people do way better in their upper ages than some others. Why do people struggle for so long? What is the process of an early onset Alzheimer's, dementia? That is like something very scary to face for a lot of people who start to face that. They get afraid of like, where's my memory going? And since I've been on this journey, like I've seen things like my memory improve a lot. And so I'm really really passionate about it because of the way that it's made me feel. So that is the reason that I'm here and into all of this. People always say, why are you into all this? But that's really the reason why. And I just have a passion to teach others if I can. If people find me and they really want to learn, or they've really gotten into a place where they want to change, they want something different, like I am here for those people that are ready to change. You're ready to wake up and brush your teeth every morning on your own. They say you could bring the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Teaching is like my passion and my joy. And so if I can help you in some way, please reach out to me. I think I have my email in the description or on my channel site or whatever, but you can always find me on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is probably the best place to reach me. Yeah, I'm always thinking good things for you, no matter where you are in your journey. And I just deeply believe in the body's capacity to heal itself, no matter where it is, and approaching that through a mind, body, spirit approach. I'm also really into astrology and helping people understand how their chart influences their internal dialogue and their internal psychology and things that are happening in the outside world. So that's just something that along my journey I kind of picked up a few years, like a year or so ago, and it's really helped me, and I'm just fascinated with it. So, I will leave that there. I always wish you the best of luck. Of course, of course, of course. I'm your number one fan. Be nice to yourself. Say nice things to your mitochondria and your cells who are working so hard. You're probably going to sleep so deeply. You're getting stronger and lighter by the day. Anyway, as always, I wish you the best of luck.